This is Vince Russo's The Brand.
AlternaTV.
Hello once again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of AlternaTV. I am your host, Brandon Stransky. I know I debuted the new format last week, but this week is going to be a little bit different. I'm actually going to do a little bit of a special show today. I was at the Trailer Park Boys live performance when I came to St. Louis on Sunday. Had a terrific time. Lots of laughs. We'll be reviewing that show here for the bulk of today's program. I got a couple things I want to go over. I'd like to do the Song of the Week first, which is going to be the song Galaxy by Blind Melon off of their 1995 album. It's also their second album entitled Soup, which was also the last studio album to feature the original lead singer Shannon Hoon before he died of a cocaine overdose later that year. Reached number 28 on the mainstream rock tracks and number 8 on the modern rock tracks. Terrific song, definitely one of my favorites by them. Should definitely go check it out. I would definitely recommend you putting that on any playlist. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the Trailer Park Boys live performance review. Gotta say, man, those guys, whether it's in the trailer park, whether they're in another country or on stage, they always deliver great comedic entertainment. This show featured the 5 characters of Ricky, Julian, Bubbles, Mr. Leahy, and Randy. They, of course, were in character the entire time, played off of each other. Anytime something happened that was off script, they just rolled with it, ad-libbed, any improv, which is usually how the show goes. I'm surprised Vince hasn't watched the show yet, because the kind of way they do it is right up his alley, where they just kind of play off of each other's, or the only thing they really script is the scenarios that they're in, and they just kind of play off of each other as in their characters and just kind of roll with it. But anyway, the show was fantastic. We opened it up with the way they introduced it, or the intros they did, was like this really cool, like, black and white silhouette video. Like, first we had the 3 main characters, of course, Julian, Bubbles, and Ricky. Ricky hitting his bong. Julian, of course, with his drinking his rum and coke in his hand, and Bubbles, of course, with the big glasses. They made their way out, went over their stuff they wanted to do before they got interrupted by Leahy and Randy, who had their own little silhouette introduction, which was, I gotta say, was way funnier than the other threes. I'm sorry, when you have Randy and Leahy, silhouette dancing, grinding up on each other to Jitterbug, while you have, Leahy with a bottle of liquor and Randy carrying a bag of cheeseburgers, that's always an entertaining time. They came out, kind of interrupted the boys' show, kind of threw the script, out the window, or whatever, everything Bubbles had planned. They still went some of the stuff that they did. They did, game shows, a lot of audience participation, which is always a big thing at their shows. They always get the audience involved. The only segment that they did that I thought that was kind of a bomb was when they did Super Bingo, where they basically sold bingo cards to everybody in the crowd, and whoever won got to spend the evening backstage with the boys and got to win Ricky's bong that he was taking tokes off of during the show, which would have been kind of fun, but it's even Ricky was trying to speed it along with his character, all the way in his in character. And the one thing that really sucked about the bingo segment was somebody falsely yelled bingo because they wanted to get themselves kicked in the crotch, which they warned was going to happen to anybody who falsely screamed bingo, because like as soon as they ran up on stage, they spread their legs. All right, go ahead and kick me. And Bubbles just said, no, just get off stage. Fun little segment they did earlier they did a parody of Family Feud, which they called Sunnyvale Feud. And unlike Family Feud, the story was they asked 100 Sunnyvale residents these questions. So the answers you got, of course, would be ones that you'd expect people of Sunnyvale to answer, which made for some pretty funny answers. But but the big thing they had going on was they actually had a running story going throughout the entire performance of Randy and Ricky getting into another beef, another spat, where it eventually blew up to the point where they were actually the games turned into competitions between teams led by Ricky and Randy, and whoever won would or whoever lost get kicked out of Sunnyvale forever. A lot of fun stuff they did. What was another one they did was charades. Oh, this was the best one. I thought this was absolutely hysterical. They did something called a ball off, which is essentially a version of chicken or Rochambeau, where basically how that works is, instead of kicking somebody in the balls as hard, taking turns kicking each other in the balls as hard as you can, you actually each grip each other's balls and squeeze as hard as you can until one guy gives up. Which and they did do it through their clothes. I will say this. They did keep their clothes on for this, except for Randy, who took his pants off because they're always tight. And Randy can't do any type of physical activity with his pants on because they get in the way, which always leads to great hilarity. Another funny thing they did was they had Ricky believe that Cheerios were donut seeds. Let's see, let me pull up my notes here, see what else happened. So, ran out of stuff off the top of my head to talk about from the show. Oh yeah, piss squirt gun. That was great. That was great. Yeah, they filled up a squirt gun full of piss and just squirted at each other. But yeah, man, it was a really fun, hilarious show. I highly recommend anybody checking out when you get a chance. Don't really want to go into too much. Let's kind of spoil it. Just an idea of the things they do. But yeah, wow. 6:30 right now. Wow.
Hello, Brandman. It's I am Chantal, and you catch me every weekend, only on the weekend feature, because there's anybody out there who else like Miss Chantal, and it's
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's probably gonna end up being a short show this week. Didn't really have much going on. Just trying to stay off social media because it just depresses the absolute crap out of me. But yeah, unfortunately, that's about it this week. A bit of a short show. We'll be back next week, hitting it hard, back to the same format. I would like to take this time to welcome Nick Kolakowski. He is on Twitter as Broken Stinger. He has his own show on the brand now. Be sure to check that out. I want to again thank Vince and Jeff for allowing me this platform to be able to, do this for you guys and do this, this fun little show. Thank you again for watching. Check me out at BSRider67 on Twitter, and make sure to check out all the great personalities here at russosbrand.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.
This is Vince Russo's The Brand.